cat. Okay, let's try this again.
Alright, so I've been doing a lot of talking about topics that make me passionate, and I get triggered, and I get long-winded. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mute my mic, and let's just watch these videos and see what other people have to say.
We have lost this lack of pride, and there's like this negative version of ego, and we all struggling. We all need assistance, but for some reason we all are like, we be sizing each other up in that issue, and I feel like that plays a part in the nonprofit, because the people who are giving nonprofits now, they're very few, but they're mentally stable men, mostly women, and they're all looking out for Black people. But even then, it's like they're mostly looking out for Black women. And then there's some work that's being done for Black men, which is even smaller than the women's group, and they're like the last on the list. Like, we need more of a community so we can make this stuff stretch further.
I'm a good person. Shoot me a comment, message me. I'm actually like here. I did 4 years of full-time charity work instead of going to university, and I'm never going to university because I don't need it. What I need is to be able to help people, and that was my first taste. Yeah, so like realize that if you need help, I am the cavalry, and I'll answer everything. Yeah.
Now on to music. Rapper NBA Youngboy has pledged $50,000 to help reduce violent crime in the Dallas area. He split the money between Manifest Freedom and Urban Specialists, both organizations with proven track records in anti-gang efforts and community outreach. And his support is a reminder that you don't need to be in the spotlight, just in the right place to make a difference.
That's why only 5% actually goes back to the community and actually helps the community. For the most part, nonprofits is focused around nepotism.
Yes.
You're going to hire your mother's friend, or you're going to hire your girlfriend. She's going to be the CEO. Your board of directors is going to be some. So it's nepotism.
Right.
And it funnels money for the rich.
I just made it my business to win people over. So I had connections, because you can't move stuff forward if you can't work the people on the board. It's a horrible thing to say, and I'm sorry if anybody doesn't like that terminology, but when you're trying to move forward on meaningful issues, you have to have people understand the fact that you're coming from a place of truth, and there's a need to listen and to understand, to move forward.
Well, during the pandemic, many people have been looking for a way to make a difference in the community. And tonight we are highlighting an organization watching out for and taking care of senior citizens in the Beatty's Ford corridor. It's one of Charlotte's oldest Black communities. And Bill McGinty joining us now to share the great work that's being done. Hey, Bill.
Yeah, hey there, Sarah. You know, is there anything more valuable than our seniors? Think about it. They're the link to the past. Their words, their stories, and their experiences will one day make up our history. So it's our job as a society to make sure they are cared for and to make sure they are looked after properly.
You got it?
It isn't easy getting around the older we get. Sometimes a good day is simply defined by getting outside and finding a good, sturdy place to sit.
There we go.
That's Mary Howie. She lives in the University Park area of town, in the same house that she grew up in, the one her mom and dad bought new a very long time ago.
So no one else has ever lived here but us. So we've been here in this home. This home has been in my family since 1961. Why do I love it so much?
Yeah.
The people, they look out for you, you know, and most of them have been here all their lives, the majority of them.
It's worth protecting because it's home, it's safe, and it's filled with memories. It's also something tangible to pass down through family.
I just think it's gorgeous. I think it's beautiful.
And that's where Alicia Brown enters our story.
This is our historically Black corridor. These are historically Black neighborhoods. Let me grab her.
Alicia founded a charitable organization called For the Struggle. They help keep seniors in their homes and in their neighborhoods.
Charlotte is certainly a rapidly growing city, and our seniors are amongst our most vulnerable populations, so it's very important for us to offer any services we can to make sure they can age in place, so to speak.
At Mary's house, that meant a new bathroom to repair rotted subfloors. The upkeep can be costly and sometimes overwhelming the older you get. Money has come from the city in grant form and from Lowe's, which Alicia says helps make repairs. Seniors can be looked at as easy targets for developers who dangle money to buy them out. Their goal? To flip or maybe knock down and start over. Sadly, development and progress sometimes come at a terrible price.
The overarching idea is to combat gentrification.
An attorney by trade, Alicia's struggle is really a labor of love. Love of her elders and love of her neighborhood. She's making a difference in Charlotte's Black history. One neighborhood, one street, one house, one family at a time.
You know, I love this house. I love it. You know, the people that are still around, some of the people when I first moved to this neighborhood are still here. They're still here, and they're trying to hold on to their family's homes.
Black Americans do not know how to resolve basic conflicts. Everything has to turn into a fight. I hate you forever. You got to draw lines. It's like you're this gang or that gang. And you still see it happening in politics. Mm-hmm. It's a broken culture. It's a broken society, and hip hop is hurting things. But I also want to talk to you about.
They're in the business. You got to think about this. They're in the business to make money. They have to deploy capital to make money. Give you an example. Blackstone just did a fund and raised $25 billion for an equity fund. There's so much capital going on out there that they can't deploy enough. There's more capital than there are opportunities. They just don't look at us as a business opportunity. They look at us philanthropically, as opposed to seeing us as a place to do business and people to do business with.
So you want to get rich and you don't really care how morally bankrupt you need to be to get there. Fantastic. Let's learn how to use charities to get you that yacht. Step 1. Set up a charity with a compelling mission statement. Save the owls or the children or the homeless or the young homeless owls. It really doesn't matter so long as it looks like a somewhat charitable endeavor. Step 2. Raise money for this charity. Now this can be difficult. The market for charities throwing fancy dinners or peddling on sidewalks asking for money is pretty saturated with lots of competition. So you need another solution. Fortunately, there are companies like Omaze which will market and operate a lottery on your behalf. For a healthy fee, of course, they want to get rich in this process too. Well-advertised lotteries tend to bring in a lot of money, so that takes care of that. Step 3 is getting the money from the charity into your wallet. Assuming you aren't a young homeless owl yourself, you can't be a direct beneficiary of these funds, but you can appoint yourself as CEO of the charity and pay yourself a nice fat tax advantage salary along the way. And sure, you will have to put a fraction of this money towards actual charity work, but that's just the cost of doing business.
Today.
And with that being said, you know, on my channel, I have a lot of videos that I'm pushing the idea of, instead of reaching out for city, state, and government assistance, you know, pull together as a community, pull together our finances and our resources, and help ourselves. The idea of, in our neighborhood, there is maybe a doctor, there's cooks, there's nurses, there's mechanics, there's engineers, there's people from a wide range of trades. And just in our neighborhood, let's say a 4-block radius of, 4-block square, or even, you know how you walk out your house and you go to the end of the corner, you make a right, go to the end of that corner, make a right, go to the end of that corner, make another right, go to the end of that corner, make a right, and you go back to your house. That block radius, if everybody in that block radius pulled their resources together, put their talents together, there's a lot that could be done. And then for the people that live across the street, if they did the same thing, with that block, and then, you go down the street and they did the same thing on their block and then their block. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think it's strange. I don't think it's weird. I don't think I'm completely wrong for having that thought. They sat back and said that it takes a village to raise a child. Well, people don't homeschool because they have to go to work. People don't homeschool because they're not educated. So we got to do something. We can invest in ourselves. When we had no other choice during segregation, we did it. So even though we have the choice, why aren't we still strong enough, and why aren't we still wise enough to continue to do the things that helped us be a people that depended on each other? We didn't. It was a lot of crabs in a barrel during segregation. True enough, a lot of cheating. You know what I'm saying? As far as husband and wives cheating on each other and things like that. Humanity sucks. It does. You know what I'm saying? But when you pull together and you make some laws, and it's like, yo, if you can't live up to the laws, then you get the fuck out. You get booted out. You know what I'm saying? And somebody comes back in and they take your place. So that way, the machine can continue to produce. It's a lot of ways of looking at it. So when we think about charity, it's like we can give to ourselves within a community. If we think about giving charity to our next door neighbor, and our next door neighbor gives charity to the next door neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Let's say I have more eggs than I need. Well, I give that to my neighbor. Let's say they have more sugar than they need. They give that to their neighbor. You know what I'm saying? Time. Time is something that we can't get back. But time is also something that we can invest in. So I have a lot of thought. And I've put my thoughts into videos. But like I said at the beginning of this video, I wanted y'all to hear the type of thoughts that I had come from other people. You know what I mean? Now, I may not have had all the thoughts that people in these videos had, but I'm glad I didn't, because I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I'm not the dumbest person in the world. So that means there's so much room for growth, and I'm down for growing. That's what my channel's all about. Planting a seed within myself so that it can grow into something. And as long as I have space, as long as I provide the space with an open mind, I can have a garden of baby plants that are growing. As long as I keep feeding them, as long as I keep watering, nurturing them, nurturing these things that I have a passion for. You know what I'm saying? And trying to help others at the same time. Giving people, what we would call charity by giving them something that I produced. Something that I have a passion for. And then maybe somebody will give it back to me if I'm needing it. Right now, the things that I need is a peace of mind. So the fact that people posted videos on YouTube that I can watch and get a peace of mind from, that's cool as fuck. That's my charity coming back to me. But I'm gonna get off the air because we got all these whistles and alarms and shit. And I swear they was not on for a whole hour while I was showing these videos or recording these videos. It's crazy as fuck. I'm gonna get out of here. You have a good day. You have a good night. You have a good morning. Peace.
Okay, my question is now what? You've made another movie about a struggling black woman and she's going through all of this stuff. Okay, now what? Now what? You've made $1 billion or more. Now what? Okay, you make movies bringing awareness to the struggle, the pain, the hardships. But where is your charity? Like, I looked it up on the internet. I don't see anything they say specifically for black single women, for struggling mothers, struggling men. Like what exactly, what? Now what? You're profiting off of Black pain, but I don't see where you giving back anything. Oh, you giving to the actors, you making sure they're paid. Okay. But what about everybody else? You're charitable, you have all these billions. Why isn't a charity specifically set up for struggling Black people? You have a charity for water, civil rights, homelessness. Okay, where is the one that's specifically for single Black mothers where they could either call in, write in something to your foundation? Hey, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. Since you care so much, since you making movies all the time about it, well, okay, now what? How many years has this been now? 20 years? Okay, now what? You keep bringing you've been bringing awareness 20 years. 20 years. But where are the women that you're actually helping? Because making a movie, how is that helping? How is making a movie, oh, let me show you about the struggle? How is that help? That's not helping. It's bringing awareness. Okay, it ain't paying no bills. The movie ain't paying nobody bill. If somebody, especially now, if somebody out here struggling, need help, watching your movie is not going to help.
Hello, I'm Herb Herbansky. A Newark man raised over $63,000 with a 214-mile bike ride to help Black students go to college. For the third straight year, Hassan Abdus Sabor organized the HBCU Scholarship Bike Ride to help support Black education and help students attend Howard University, one of the nation's most respected Black colleges, a school he attended back in the 1990s but was forced to drop out due to financial issues. Now, for the third year in a row, he and his group of volunteers made the 214-mile bike ride to campus so others wouldn't feel the struggle he did. It's not just about me, it's about us and helping each other and how we can all move forward together. With Year 4's bike ride still months away, donations are already at $30,000 and climbing. Thank you, Hassan, for making a difference.
Mr. T, known for his iconic gold chains, symbolizes strength and resilience in popular culture. During the 1980s, Mr. T became a household name, captivating audiences with his role as B.A. Baracus in the A-Team. Beyond entertainment, Mr. T has dedicated much of his life to charity work, using his platform to promote positive messages, especially against drug abuse.
Give them prayer hands, say what's up, America. Half of you should know me, right? Other half are